Hey,
Whoa!
Tim Archibald.
Joe
Syb Hashian.
Hey, case of H.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. We really appreciate it.
Hey, we welcome anywhere we can go these days.
Well, I had to have you guys at an undisclosed location in Wilmington. Now it's disclosed, but like,
Yeah, don't tell anybody.
no one knows. But isn't it great? It's just like we're away from everything.
The thing was, when I came here, I made sure that the feds weren't waiting for me at the top of the hill. That's what I was thinking. Right?
You're worried.
Yeah.
So we could talk about all sorts of stuff. There's so much to talk about. The Esplanade show. Wasn't that a blast with Marty Ballin in America?
That was great.
Madon.
Yeah, it was fantastic. That was one of the first that we started getting a chance to play. And then last year we did another one with the Temptations.
Oh, that was a monster show.
Yeah, it was.
Well, the Temptation.
The Temptation, right.
Thank you.
Right.
But the thing that was great about it was we were able to film some of it, and we were working on some of our legacy stuff as well. And we filmed some of it, and some of our best footage for some of our
The
legacy
Temptation
songs.
show.
Yeah.
Temptation
from
show.
the
Right.
from that Temptation show.
From that crowd.
10,000 people at the hat.
30.
At the hat show.
I'll raise
30,000.
you 20.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
it was 30 because
It was 30.
God bless Howie, or our oldies.
We didn't want to brag.
Gave me that VIP section. You couldn't move
Good.
outside it. Thank God.
Dangerous. Got dangerous.
That's awesome to hear. I didn't want to inflate the numbers or whatever, but
It was
Right.
30,000. That's
Scary.
great.
and you know what? Maybe it was the movie on TV that got people to see them.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was just the legacy.
It was a beautiful day, right?
Yeah.
Hey, how about free?
Yeah, but some of the shows.
That'll always get going. They'll always get a crowd.
Love it. The crowd comes out when the
know
money's
it.
right.
Temptations and the Beach Boys it was swamped over there.
Yeah. And
Amazing.
we had heard about that show. Some friends of mine came down and they camped out for that one, and they said they were going to get there early for
We couldn't do that one, but we heard it was great.
Well, a friend of mine,
Yeah.
is doing drums with Brian Wilson now, and he says that they have quite a thing going around over the country. So we're hoping to maybe tap into some of that, some people,
Well, you guys are ready to rock. The new album you're recording. How many tracks have you laid down already?
Half a dozen.
Yeah, that's right. About
Half the record.
Half the record is done, and it's called. We're gonna debut some of it for you tonight here. Horseshoes and Hand Grenades is what it's called.
Title track.
You know how they say close only counts?
Yeah.
Horseshoes and hand grenades, right? Well, that's our kind of like our theme song,
And it sounds like an edgier title than the previous album. So.
which was Low Expectations.
Right.
Exactly. We got what we paid for.
Yeah, Low Expectations. We kept expectations low, and kind of like the ticket price at the
I mean, there were extremely high expectations over that.
over the low expectations.
It's a good record.
Thank
I
you.
sent it down to Marty Ballin.
Thank you.
Ernie gave me a copy to give to Marty, and Marty loves it.
That's great.
I said, what do you think? He goes, Joe, they're awesome. So, so there was no complaint there,
That's
but he
great.
listens to everything.
That's
Because
nice.
people think I don't listen. I listen to everything you send me.
Tell Marty checks in the mail.
Yeah, we like Marty, and
Love it.
Marty is
Favorite.
great. A friend of mine that I played on her album just maybe about 10 years ago, Dee Dee Stewart. You remember her from the Amplifiers and just years and years of Boston history. And Dee Dee got the call to come and sing and do Grace
I
Slicks.
wonder who called her.
It must have been Joe.
Ding, 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 ding.
Dee Dee I had set up for her in 1992 to be on Marty's album that we did back in 92.
Oh, that's great.
We went all the way up to Mount Monadnock, 4-hour drive or whatever it is. Ellie Marshall from the Marshalls.
Yeah.
The Modern Lovers. And Dee Dee. And the backing vocals were done. And, they could have put them on. They didn't. So I thought we owed it to Dee Dee.
Oh, that's sad.
Well, Dee Dee was so psyched
Yeah.
to do the show, and I talked to her afterwards, and she said, singing
she
White
said it
Rabbit.
wouldn't take the place for what happened. But
No, but
She tried.
Syb, she's such a class act. Did you
Plus,
see Girls
Girls
Night
Night
Out?
Out.
Plus-
That's right.
Did you see Girls Night Out?
No.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
one of the
We used to
ultimate-
play with them all the
Yeah, I
time.
don't
at
get
New
out
Man.
much.
New Man?
Yeah. Remember we used to do shows together.
I didn't
all
know
the
that, with
time.
Girls
Yeah,
Night Out.
With Girls Night Out, and that was back in the '80s. I was kind of in the.
was that Calamity Jane?
Heyday.
Was that like Calamity Jane?
New Man.
Remember them?
There was, I do remember them.
Well,
Remember Storm and Norman and Susie?
Storm and Norman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just playing out the other night. It's like,
Come on, he's still alive.
I know, that's what I
Holy
said, man.
smokes.
You read my mind.
Wow. He's not
Storm and
storming
Norman.
anymore, he's whipping.
I called up the club. I said, "Is that the original Storm and Norman?" They go, "We think so."
I used to
It
go.
was.
I used to go see him at Great Scott's there
Wow.
in Alston. Remember, right
Yeah.
that joint on the corner of Harvard and Conn Ave.
Yeah.
So when you guys first played out, when the band Boston first played out, were you in Waltham? Around that
With
area?
Boston.
Yeah, actually there was a hangar there. A practice hall was there.
Oh.
That's where we practiced at in Waltham.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where any kind of Waltham connection.
So you guys did like the music hall right away, the Wang Center.
Brandeis,
yeah,
right?
exactly. No, well, actually, right. We played Brandeis.
I heard
We
about
played
that.
Brandeis
show.
College, and we played some outdoor field places, and then we hit on the road. And when we went all over Oklahoma, or out in the Midwest, came back, and we opened up for Blue Oyster Cult at the old music hall,
Nice.
which is now the Wang Center.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was such a great room.
yeah. That was but backstage was tiny. Couldn't
Yeah.
move around with all those groupies. It was impossible. Fighting off all those girls.
Must
all
be
over.
nice. It must be nice, yeah.
You couldn't walk through in the room.
But the Hat Shell, 2 years ago, that experience, you're where the Boston Pops are, the acoustics. What's it like on stage there?
Well, that's just it. That place is, I mean, you imagine all the amazing music that's been made there over the years, and you just think, you know, you're part of it. You're a piece of that sound coming right out of these fingers, down through this wire, through this amplifier, out through these speakers, and into their ears. You know, and I just imagine that connection with all those people. And
Well, that's kind of my question. You guys have played these enormous stages that are just so... The architecture's beautiful, but what's the sound like from stage to stage? It's pretty much...
You know what? That's built specifically for the symphony, so it has
yeah.
great acoustics.
Yeah.
You know, and we get some great sound people that work for the venue, and the monitors there were fantastic.
Fantastic, yeah.
You know, it was a joy to play. And you look out, you get Boston skylight there, and the Charles on the right,
And the
all
boats.
all the people there for
the rats, and the rats running over your toes. No, but the bottom line is that all our friends can come down and see us. And the thing is that you were telling me we don't, you know, maybe we don't have so many friends that are still alive anymore because, as you know,
Yeah.
Brad, our buddy Brad, we lost him in 2006. And I mean, it was devastating for us. And that's when we decided that, you know, we were going to go full tilt with the automatics, right?
Yep.
Brian, you know, Brian and I and Brad worked together with Barry and RTZ. And
An excellent group.
And Brad had always said to Brian, you know, you're a songbird too. You know, you got the pipes. And so it was a natural that kind of Brian took over the vocal chores there, and that's when we decided to go for full
because
tilt.
Before we were like a ragtag unit.
We didn't
the
even
four
have
of
a
us.
vocalist. We didn't even,
but we were vocal for hire.
vocal.
We
Yeah,
had some
right, right.
fantastic.
We had some girls.
James Montgomery. We had my daughter Lauren.
Lauren sang.
All right.
She was great.
All right. Ozzy Osbourne was actually going to come in and sit in with us one night, but he came down with the flu. I mean, Paul Rogers was supposed to work with us. I mean, we had quite a lineup.
That's right. That's right. We
All
were
right.
taking
Patti
anybody
LaBelle was gonna sit in with us.
anybody along that would come in and do it, and then we said
Nina Simone.
we took a look
Whoa.
at Brian, and we said, why not join up? And
Let's
then,
shoot it for Brian. We're gonna give him a shot.
Yeah, we'll give him a
Because
shot.
he's huge.
Yeah.
He's got a great voice.
Oh, I love
He's an
Yeah.
amazing
He's a great songwriter,
great pop singer.
lyricist. I love his lyrics.
He's-
They're not the kitty, let me hold your hand, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You know, mature lyrics.
And he's got the hit.
It's
Yeah.
great to work
Yeah.
with. Great guy.
Till
to
Your
work
Love
with.
comes back
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and he's got the cred.
Right.
Yeah.
And the deal was that he had been asked years ago. Brian had been asked to go out and do keyboard duties for like Aerosmith and Foreigner and other bands like that. And instead,
The Tommy Gimbel thing.
Yeah, well, he stuck to his guns and said, "No, look, I want to sing and I want to be the songwriter that I am." So he forego a lot of the money, and he stuck with. He decided he was going to stick with Barry's project, and Barry's thing turned into RTZ, and that's how all that stuff happened. It was great, great all those years working with Brad, and
And all the dues you guys paid with Peter Wolf.
Peter. Well, then,
Oh,
yeah,
right.
then we joined
Around the world.
Yeah, then Brian
Around
and
the
I.
world with Woofa
Yeah,
Koofa.
Brian and I joined up with Peter Wolf, and we toured the world and
The
elsewhere.
world and other.
Was that with Johnny
Johnny A.
places?
Johnny A. and Stu Kimball were the producers of the Long Line.
Ah.
Stu's out with Dylan now, and Johnny's doing his thing. Up
And
at
Peter's
the
got a new
Red
record
Rock.
out this
Dave
week.
Stefanelli on drums. Awesome drummer. Great
We'll
guy.
love it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so we did that, and the deal was that we just decided, the automatic, to bring it back to the automatics, and we decided, we took a look at each other and said, why not join up?
Yeah. Let's do this. Let's get this done.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun.
So,
I love the song "Set the Songbird Free."
Oh, yes.
Now, who is that?
Well, Brian wrote that one specifically for RTZ to do as a tribute to the last words that he felt, exemplified the Brad Delp experience there, which was that, Brad just wanted to sing, and he didn't care about making money. He didn't give a shit about none of that, right? I mean,
No.
he was the nicest guy, the best friend you could ever have. He just he used to, with RTZ, he probably did this with Boston, but he used to stand outside the bus and we'd be, we got to get to St. Louis,
And he's signing
And
autographs.
he's signing autographs, lending people money,
Helping with the equipment.
Yeah, helping with the equipment. I mean, he was just the nicest guy in the world, and he just couldn't take it anymore. And so the deal is that Brian wrote the song, Set the Songbird Free, and it's really a great tribute to that. And we performed it down at the that tribute, and the most people
So
don't
that
know.
was my question: is Ernie the Automatic's going to play the song?
Well,
No. Actually, we do play Brad's last rock effort,
which was
is,
Rockin' Away.
Rockin' Away.
And Syb played on that, and Barry and
As
Syb
well,
got that
right.
together.
Oh,
right,
nice.
Right. So, and so we do that as a tribute, but also we do an amazing Boston tribute. That's to Brad. Usually we memorialize that to Brad.
It's all the stuff that the fans want to hear, and that Brad would have wanted us to play.
Right.
We're going to end part 1, and we'll come back with part 2 in a second.
Sounds great.
Visual radio.
Thank you.
Sibby and
Beautiful.
Tim. And we're back on Visual Radio with Ernie Boch Jr. and Barry Goudreau. Hold on.
How you doing?
Ernie and the Automatics are here
Yes.
in Wilmington. It's our secret, undisclosed location.
Great place.
Millions of fans are
You'll
like
never find it.
down in Woburn and Reading looking
We barely
for you.
did.
So you're cutting a new album.
Right.
That's exciting.
Yes.
And the music's evolving because you've been playing out so much.
Yeah. It's a little bit more rocky than the first
It's a
record.
little more of an edge, and this time we're doing it ourselves as well. We all have home studios, so I'm doing my guitar parts in my studio, and then I give the tracks to Brian. He drops them on the master recording. So everybody's got their own studio, does the parts at home, so it's working out great. It's fun.
The band Fox Pass is a legendary Boston band. They've been around 30 years, 35 years. I said to them the other night, you guys play out so much. You're insane, but I love you. You're one of my favorite Boston bands. How do you guys, like Fox Pass, you're out there playing all the time. How do you sustain that happiness?
Well, I don't think it's about
The
happiness.
happiness
'Cause
factor.
everybody's happy when we're playing. The real challenge is playing so many gigs in the same area.
Mhm.
That's the challenge.
Okay.
Yeah, we did, 70 shows
Yeah,
last year.
almost 80.
Brand new club opening on Nantasket Beach called Daddy's.
Oh, nice.
You heard of it?
Cool. Ah.
Opens April 15th. I have a co-host, Lisa Kavanaugh. She's an actress from LA.
Near the C-Note?
Don't know. She just got hired by them, so she was supposed to be here tonight. She was down in Nantasket. She was going to co-host with me.
I love it down there.
But I'll have her get in touch with Stan or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
Because right on
Book
the
us.
beach,
What's the name of it?
it's called Daddy's
Daddy's. Book us.
on
Book
Nantasket.
us.
It's like another club. Cool.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, you remember, Barry, there was
Sure,
so much happening
sure.
on the shoreline.
Oh, yeah. Actually, Revere Beach used to be quite a few places there as well. Things change.
Remember Molty and the Barbarians?
Sure.
Molty, we just was on the show because the Tammy show is out.
Yeah, actually, I saw that on television.
Did you see it?
Yeah. No, I saw that it was coming out. I didn't
Yeah.
actually see it.
I gotta
PBS
see
has
it,
been
yeah.
rolling. You've got to see it, Ernie. It's just James Brown comes out, and he was known to his fans, but it was so early that the general public didn't realize what an
That's right.
awesome guy he was.
Freaked out the white people.
Jagger copied him very well,
Yeah.
and Michael
I
Jackson.
love the Stones back then.
Yeah,
And of course, James Brown, he's amazing.
and the Supremes and the Beach Boys all in one bill.
Incredible.
And the original Boston rock and roll band, Molty and the
Who
Barbarians.
put that bill together? Who put that?
It's in the liner notes actually, how they put it together. The mistake they made, no soundtrack came out. The Woodstock soundtrack propelled the whole movie, I feel.
That's right, yeah.
No soundtrack to this incredible DVD.
They probably didn't know what they had. 63.
It's time for like Tammy Show 2 with Ernie and the Automatics and the Stones. And
No, we'll see.
bring our friend Marty Ballin back. Marty would love to play with you guys.
Yeah, we liked him. He was great.
it was, you know, it was awesome to have. We were surprised because we knew about the America thing. I didn't know you guys would be on the bill. What a great night.
Yeah, great venue.
We're there again this summer with Peter Cetera.
Yes.
And Marty should be there with War on June 19th.
Oh, great, good.
When's Peter? August?
I don't know when that is. Stan, when's that gig?
July 31st.
July 31st. So it's Peter Cetera without
Right
Chicago.
on
Without Chicago, yes, from what I understand.
Oh, so you guys are going to have the, you guys get the volume.
We'll see.
So what's this new album like? What's it all about?
It's more rocky, but with the blues edge. It's all, we're writing it as we speak. There'll be what, maybe 10, 12 songs?
I expect 12, yeah.
Somewhere around 12, yeah. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. Hopefully we're going to get Bob St. John to mix it down,
Oh,
and
nice.
Bob Ludwig to master it like we did the first one. So
Yeah, we're about halfway there. It's looking good.
if you haven't heard the first record, Earning the Automatic's Low Expectations, you should go out and buy it. It's a good record. It's available at 8.
I can't actually put that on the air.
Yeah.
The only thing, we can have nudity, but we can't do calls for action. So
Can't do calls for action.
Isn't that wild?
Don't buy the record.
There you go.
Don't buy
But
the
you can
record.
go to your library and borrow it.
Yeah, borrow.
See?
Or you can go to Ernie the Automatics and look around and, you know, just see what happens.
Yeah, that we can always say that there's a website, earningtheautomatics.com.
Yeah, earningtheautomatics.com, and please be friends with us on Facebook.
Facebook is an amazing thing. What a way to get people into the shows.
I'll tell you, MySpace, I'm just so disappointed with MySpace these days.
They dropped the ball. It was fun, and then it just,
It's gone.
you can't navigate it. It gets, a great thing comes up, it's slow.
Right, yeah. Facebook is good.
But back to the album. Who is writing the songs? Everyone together again?
Everybody's writing the songs. Barry's writing a bunch of songs. Tim will probably have the most songs, more than on the first record. I haven't got anything in there. I'm working on something, but everybody's writing.
Instrumental track on Low Expectations towards the end. There's
Fly in the Milk. Brian wrote that.
Unbelievable.
It's so many people say that's one of their favorite songs on the record.
It just knocked me out the minute I heard it.
When you talk to Brian, there's a great story with that.
Brian, come here. Tell us that
Well,
story.
he will. He'll come on, and we'll thank you. We'll ask that.
Ask
because,
Brian that. There's a great story with that.
You know, it's one of those things, you put a record on and one song grabs you and you keep going back and then you just, and I don't know, that's my perspective, just from
Yeah.
this fan, you know? But it's good for you to get the feedback because that's the one that just kind of like,
I like that song. You know who doesn't like that song?
No, I don't.
Roger Brown, the president of Berkeley. He didn't like that song.
too bad.
Roger.
Not jazzy enough or what?
Yeah, I don't know. And you figure it's right up his alley. He's president of Berkeley College of Music, one of the premier jazz colleges.
He
in
loved the
world.
rest of it, though.
He did love the rest of it.
He loved it. Loved it.
He just did, for some reason, Roger. Why?
Did you know Wayne Wadham's at Berkeley?
No.
Wayne was a dear friend of mine. Did you ever meet Wayne?
No.
He built the recording studios there.
yeah.
He had Studio B back in the early 70s.
Yes.
So he designed the studios and he was
Yeah.
a professor at Berkeley.
Yeah. It's a great school.
It
Great,
is.
great school. Yes.
Vocal teacher Dee Dee Stewart was on the bill with you
Yeah,
guys.
Sure.
So you still work a lot with Berkeley.
Yeah, I'm on there like some
You're a
sort
trustee, aren't you?
of a trustee. Yeah.
He's a
So
trustee.
it's a good place.
I was asking Syb and Tim about the different venues that you guys play now. The Berkeley Performance Center.
Yes, we played there a bunch of times. And actually, I went to that school for I don't know how many years. I graduated. I never played the Performance Center ever, and we played it with this band. It was for me. It was exciting.
When
It's
you
my first time in Berkeley.
well, you could teach there.
That's right. You sure could.
Did you go to many shows there? Because
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're
All
starting
the
to do a
time.
lot of them now.
All the time, yeah.
But
They're doing great shows now.
my questions was these different venues you play, like the Berkeley Performance Center. For our audience, what's it like playing on that stage compared to?
What's your favorite stage in Boston, Ben? What's your favorite
In Boston.
stage in Boston?
Even if it's a
That
small
you've played.
club?
That you've played. Or a big place.
Or a big place.
While you're thinking, I'll tell you where mine is.
Well, the new House of Blues I like a lot.
My favorite,
But
the House of Blues.
of course the Orpheum, that's a real
Yeah.
special thing.
And the Opera House, we opened for B.B. King. One of our first gigs was at the Opera House. That was a great venue. Great venue.
Yeah, Don Law really cares about that room.
Don Law is incredible.
Yeah, he's really focused on the scene and
Good.
keeping certain things preserved.
Don Law should book the band too, now that we think of it.
Uncle Don, well, he's running. Do you know Neil Jacobson?
No, I don't think I know.
Neil used to work with Don up here. Neil's running Live Nation
Oh.
down in Florida.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Bottom East Coast, and up here Don's got the North. And
Yeah.
it's interesting how the whole, yeah.
How like one company books the whole country?
Well, no, how these guys that were so essential to the Boston scene in the day,
Sure.
you know, now
Power
have,
players now. Yeah.
now they have the whole East Coast.
That's
but, you
right.
know,
Yeah.
so the new album's coming out. You're going to be out promoting it,
Absolutely.
but you're going to still play the classics from Low
Oh
Expectations.
yeah. Right now, we play mostly original music. We do, very rarely do we play a cover.
But if you do play a cover and nothing that you guys have played previously, what's a cover that you'd love to play that is from the radio that you love?
That's on now.
No, from any era, like Barry and then Ernie. What was a song that you'd love to play live right now if you could?
A cover?
Yeah.
Huh? Spoonful, yeah, we have a lot of fun with Spoonful.
That Spoonful's great. If we could play some covers that we don't play, the early Jeff Beck from Beckola, that stuff with Rod Stewart. Jeff Beck with Rod Stewart, in my opinion, is one of the best.
Don't you think if they had continued, they could have been like a Led Zeppelin, because that was the sound they were.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But from what I understand, and Don Law talked to me about this, is that Stewart was a sideman, he wasn't part of the band, he was a side guy, and they really didn't, it wasn't a full band, that's why it really didn't go after that. That's what he said.
And you know what amazes me is people don't pick up on the fact that those early Jeff Beck albums you mentioned are like Yardbirds.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's like early Zeppelin, and they're so companion pieces.
It's incredible. That stuff, if you haven't heard that stuff, even if you haven't heard it in 10 years or 5 years, or even if you listened to it yesterday, it's still incredible.
It's monstrous. So there's the thing. Yeah, grab a song off of one of the two Beck albums and
Yeah.
go nuts with it.
Love to.
Barry could.
I bet I could.
I bet you could, man.
Well, we used to play Going Down.
Oh, that's the Max Middleton.
Yeah, that
Period.
version, yeah. We used to play that. That was really good.
That was the Jeff Beck group.
Yeah. Sibby doesn't like that song. That's why we don't play it anymore.
I saw them twice at the Orpheum, courtessy of Don Law.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
You know, you did double bills with Jeff Beck in one night.
And he's coming here, 6/3, June 3rd. Jeff Beck's
At the
coming
House
to
of Blues?
No, to the Bank Boston Pavilion. I have 6 tickets.
Let's go.
6
I
tickets.
know.
Why aren't you opening?
I know, really.
You could do
Get
like
on
the,
that, Stan.
you could do like the whole first Jeff Beck album. That would
Yeah.
blow him away, right?
Yeah, I think
Oh yeah, he'd love that. I bet.
he'd get mad.
No, but you could, it's awesome to have you guys here because you're doing something that needs to be done in this scene that other bands aren't doing. People are going off into different areas. It's like everything's fragmented. You guys are kind of bringing it back.
Well, we're just, a basic rock band. That's what we do. Right?
And you do it well, and we're having fun with it. And, for our audience, where's the next few gigs?
Let's see, what do we have coming? We have the House of Blues. No, we're at the Hard Rock tomorrow.
British
What do
Beer
we-
Company Saturday.
Yeah, what do we have? What do we have coming
Well,
up?
that's real soon, so we
What
won't
do we
be
have
on the.
coming up? That's a big show. We're playing the House of Blues a couple times this
Hat
summer.
Show,
Playing the Hat Show,
Sundancers down the
Sundancers down the Cape.
What
Main
Sundance?
Street.
We're opening for Eddie Money at the casino and for Paul Rogers at the casino.
Symphony Hall.
Hampton
Oh,
Beach?
yeah, and we're playing
Oh.
Symphony Hall. When are we playing that one?
This is incredible.
Yeah, we're playing Symphony Hall and
Go to Ernie and the Automatics. Look at the schedule.
ErnieandTheAutomatics.com.
Now, this is a beautiful room, Symphony Hall. Guys,
Yes.
it's great to have you here on Visual Radio, here in Wilmington in our undisclosed location.
Secret location.
Hey,
Great talking
thanks
to
so much, man.
Thank you.
All right.
And
Appreciate
good luck
it.
with the new album. And we'll be back with part 3 of our... Hey, it's Visual Radio, talking to Ernie and the Automatics. I'm nervous. I've got Brian Maes, the legendary Brian Maes, next to me. Antunes. Beaver Brown Band.
Yep.
You're in the movie.
Yes.
What did you do in the movie?
He was the most handsome man in the movie.
I said they wanted someone tall, dark, and handsome. I said 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I played Wendell Newton, the sax player with.
God rest his
Cruises.
soul.
Yes.
Eddie and the Cruises. A movie that kind of came out and then just kind of exploded on cable, right?
Yeah, it came out in '83, October of '83, on my son Derek's birthday, October 13th. and it was out for about 6-7 weeks. They pulled it, and it's not doing anything. The following year, MTV was and HBO was relatively new,
Yeah.
and went on HBO in July of '84. And just a little inside story. I had told the guys, you know, everyone is spiritual, but my dad had come to me in a dream. He said, "Don't worry about it. The sun's going to shine on it." So I couldn't figure it out. And then the screenplay writer, Arlene Davidson, called me and said that we sold it to HBO, so it'll be on HBO in July. And so later in that day, I said, that's it. So I started calling everybody. Scotty Brothers, Sony Music, all the guys. I said, record's gonna go gold. They're the tunes.
No one believes anything in the business.
And it went gold in about 2 weeks. It went platinum by September. It went out in July. In September, it beat platinum. And it went double platinum by the following February.
The power of television.
HBO, it was the first hit album on HBO.
And HBO, everyone didn't have cable back then.
That's right.
So it was just a very
Hey, Brian, do
small.
you have cable now?
We're gonna get it. I got a few things on order, but
It's too busy playing. Well, let's switch to Brian Maes for a second. We'll get back to tunes. We go back and we digress in visual radio. You're producing a lot, Brian.
I am doing a lot of producing of local bands, young artists, and it's been tremendous fun for me bringing kids into my studio and working on helping to shape their music. And it's exciting to be around musicians that are so very excited about what they do. I think it feeds my excitement because I love what I do. I always have, you know. But
Do you arrange the stuff as well as produce?
Sometimes, you know, I have some bands that come and they get it all together and they just want to get it recorded right, or I have some bands that have basic song ideas that want to take it to the next level. So I'll bring in musicians. Tim Archibald has played on a lot of stuff for me. Different drummers, Dickie Paris from the band Fortune, Paul Source from the band Tangerine, and Tony DiPietro from my wife's band. And a lot of different artists come in and try to sort of flush it out and make it sound like a real band. And then these young kids have taken something like that and used that as a means to try to find musicians their own age. So that's
Do you record your wife?
I recorded and produced her first record called Just Like Me, and she's really the one with the voice in the family. You know, she's just an amazing singer and a great songwriter and playing guitar now, and she's playing electric guitar now too, which is very sexy.
She has the voice in the family, so what about you? What do you think about him as a singer?
Brian's got an incredible range. The texture of his voice lends itself both to the blues side, to the rock side, and even commercially. He has an extreme versatility with his voice that, for us in this band, we're fortunate to have him.
I love his voice. I think
Thank
he's
you. Hey,
he's awesome. He's
I'll
the
make
man.
sure I give this back to him later.
Well, you give it back to me now.
Until
These
your love
jokes
comes,
cost a lot of money.
until your love comes back around.
Yes.
Was that the demo that got the deal for RTZ?
Not so much. That one song, it ended up being the song that may have done the best on the record, obviously on the charts, but that was a very fortuitous situation for me in that Brad Delp really loved the song. The song was not going to be on the record. It was a song that sort of had got put on the shelf a number of times. I originally wrote the song in '85 and I pitched it to Peter Wolf, and he passed on it. So it became a song that I performed in my solo gigs. And then one day I sang it for Brad over at Barry's house when we were getting ready for the RTZ record, and he fell in love with it, and he said that I should sing it on the record, and I said, no, Brad, you know, everybody wants to hear you sing, so I reassured him that, you know, that would be sort of the kiss of death for the song if I sang it, because, you know, he was the big money singer and the guy with the golden voice. So he sang it, and it didn't get released as the first single. The first single, I believe, was Face the Music. The second single, I believe, was All You've Got, I think. And then I think it was the third single. And the reason it made it big was largely because of Brad's performance and because of a DJ in Baltimore named Russ Mottler, who had known Tim from the old days back at AAF, and he fell in love with the song and started spinning it, even though it wasn't the single at the time. He started spinning it, and against the wishes of the record company, he said, no, this is the song I want to play, and this is the song that should be the single. So it became #1 in Baltimore, branched out to Washington, D.C., and then the record label said, hey, we better do a video for this. So we did a video, and it made it up to number 26 on the charts, and the video got a few spins on VH1. But at the time, there was that great power ballad out there by Bryan Adams, Everything I Do for You, from Robin Hood. And, you know, when you're coming up into the top 20, there's not a lot of room for more than one big power ballad. And it's such a great song. I basically got my butt kicked.
Wow. What a great story. Russ Mottler's a great man. He was at AAF for many years. Went out to Santa Barbara, but I did not know that story about Baltimore.
Well, as you can see, Sibby's getting ready. We're going to try to do some recording in a little while. But, you know, if I might say something about the Eddie and the Cruises thing. In '84, I was on the road with Barry. It was my first experience with Barry with Orion the Winter. And I found myself in my hotel room every night turning on HBO and watching Eddie and the Cruises. All summer long, summer of '84. And I loved the movie. I fell in love with the movie. And I just thought it was a great, all the songs were great. I learned how to sing them all. I loved them all. I performed them many times. And it's just such a thrill to later to be playing with tunes in a band and singing these songs. And the same thing with Barry and Sibby. You know, always a big fan. And now in the Automatics, we have such a great group of guys together, you know. But tunes especially is the one that I really
Ah. Now wait a minute, that wasn't worth as much as what he said
For
about
some
you.
reason, I got
Was
a dog.
only a
I gave him
dog.
20, folks. But
It's inflation or the recession. I can't figure out which one. These are incredible stories. You guys are invited back. We can talk for hours. We do 4 or 5 hours a week, you know, for television. So you're always welcome. Winchester. We go down there, and I'd love to talk to you guys at length about all your war stories.
well, you've always been great supporting local music. This guy has been there since day one, and the Automatics are so happy to be here with Joe. And I'll tell you one thing: if you get out to see us, you haven't seen us yet, you're gonna walk home saying these guys really bring it, because we love what we do. We love playing together. We have a new record called Horseshoes and Hand Grenades that's coming out soon, and I guarantee you're gonna go home saying this is a good band.
Horseshoes and hand grenades. Did you throw the hand grenades or the horseshoes?
I was trying to throw the horseshoes and run from the hand.
My dad was actually GE champ, horseshoe, General Electric, GE champ. I'm a pretty good horseshoe player myself.
You can have the video with the horseshoes that explode like hand grenades.
I get a few in me, I'm really good.
But so Tim wrote a lot of the songs. You're writing some of the songs.
You know, it's funny, we, this time around, we know each other's strengths really well. And Tim Archibald is incredible at coming up with great grooves, bass and drum grooves, and these parts that just get you going, you know? And he's been fueling the fire with this writing frenzy that we've been going through. I have a tendency to end up writing a lot of the lyrics, and I've written some songs and brought them in, and then the band has changed them around. Tunes has got a great song called
Taking the night train.
Taking the Night Train, and you know, all the material has just been like a real group effort. Everybody adds, you know, a great element.
I don't see the godmother of the band here, Nina Collins.
Oh, come on, Nina she helps everybody. She does everybody's website. She does everybody's mailing list. She's the best.
Do you know that this show is on in Bill Ricker thanks to Nina?
Oh yeah,
Hey Nina, God bless her. She puts the show on Bill Ricker for me.
she's the best.
She's really cool. She called me up and said, Ed Spargo's at the Malden Library.
Yeah.
I'm the Malden writer, and I'm like, what? At the library? And I go there, and Ed's upstairs on the second floor playing jazz, and it was packed. I got a great story out of it, but it's like, without Nina, I would not have known
Oh yeah.
that there's jazz at the library.
She's just been a champion of so many musicians. The band Fortune, she's helped them out so much, and my band, and you know, she's just got a great family.
You know, there's
Zeus.
a lot of great music that's out there that's not being heard. And if you just wait for radio, to get 3 minutes in a 24-hour frame is very hard. The internet is helping along because people can go right to the internet. But people need to get out and hear bands and hear the real thing.
Yeah.
I'm a-
Shows like this too.
I'm a firm believer in public access. This is my 31st year in public access. It's like the real underground, because college radio, the college kids come and go. They graduate, some stay with it, some don't.
Right.
But access is always here, and believe it or not, when people are flipping the screen, they see you. And people stop me. The postwoman the other night, she goes, I saw you on TV in the Swampscott. And I'm like, I didn't know I was on the Swampscott. It was like, so you never know who's going to see the show.
Well, you have helped local music so much. I mean, you said the demo that got the deal, and that's been a phrase that you've been using for many years. I remember back before I got my first indie deal, I had a record that I released myself in '89 called Every Time. And Joe and Harvey had me on CGY on that show, the demo that got the deal. And that demo was what got me to deal with Zemo Records because of these guys hearing my stuff and getting me on there. So, you know, wherever Joe Viglione is, there's going to be music being talked about and spread around. This guy just deserves a lot of credit.
And Harvey, thank you very much. Harvey
Harvey
put
Warfield.
4 hours at 6 o'clock at night. It's unheard of, right? On a 50,000 watt station, he'd start at 6
Oh, yeah.
to 10. Carmelita, God bless her, they put her on at 11, and other people go on later. But Harvey, because he was Harvey, and he was playing, you know, Charlie Farron in the daytime.
There's great people that have started really the local music scene. I mean, back in the day, Leslie Palmer and COZ.
She's on my Facebook today.
Yeah, she used to help out bands all the time. I was in the band American Teen, and she, you know, played that.
Oh, you're on the COZ album.
Yeah,
I didn't know you were.
I don't know if I'm on the stuff that they put on that record. Probably not, because I joined. They had wanted a new lead singer, so I joined for about, I don't know, maybe 6 months.
I didn't know you were an American team.
Yeah, I was the lead singer and the keyboardist along with Mark Williamson. Yeah.
Wow, one of the legendary Boston area bands from back in the 70s.
Yep, that was before I hooked up with Robert Ellis Sorrell, right before leading up to that.
Robert Ellis Earl. Hey, we're getting the signal here. This is part 3.
We're gonna go
Visual
play some
radio.
music now.
Part 4 here. I've got Tunes captured. Tunes. What a
Captured.
great name.
Well, it's part of my name.
It really is your
Yes,
name.
my name is Antunes, Antunes, and so in this life I was blessed with music, and tunes has been my nickname for God knows how long.
What was your first instrument?
I played trumpet. Not that I wanted to, but back in those days, my uncle had a trumpet, and I kept saying at dinner, you know, I want to play sax, you know, I want to play a horn. So my grandmother lived across the street. She says, there's a horn across the street, go get it. And I was going to get it. I said, I come back, I said, trumpet. She says, play it. So I played that, because we couldn't afford a saxophone. Mr. Rowatel, God rest his soul, he was the musical director for the whole town of Dartmouth, where I grew up in Dartmouth, Mass. And he called me to the music room, and I'll never forget it. I was 13 years old, and I come to the music room. And I said, oh no, what did I do now?
Principal's
I get
office.
there, and I thought he had a better trumpet, because it looked just like a trumpet case, right? Open up, it was a saxophone. He says, if you're not playing this by Christmas time for the show, don't ever touch it again. That's it.
I've been playing guitar and piano my whole life, but like trumpet, harmonica, saxophone, to me, it's like speaking Russian. How is there a big difference going from trumpet to another wind instrument like the sax?
For me, it was initially, but the desire to play it was greater than the obstacle of going from one amateur to another. And I just took it. My dad had a friend, Johnny Mello. I took lessons for a year and a half, and I went from the first book to the third book, fifth book, and he says, go play. Open your ears and listen and play. And that's what I've been doing all my life.
Ah, do you play harp?
No. Tenor saxophone was always my first love because of the frequency range.
Mm-hmm.
The tenor sort of like hits you here in the heart. I started with an alto because that's what it gave me, but I switched to a tenor about 4 months later. And the mouthpiece that I have right now that'll be on the show is the same mouthpiece I got when I was 14 years old. And it's a Berg-Larsen steel mouthpiece that I've had, and it's proven itself for years and years and years.
See, I don't even realize what a mouthpiece is. Even though I've been a musician for so long, it's a different animal to me and probably many people in the audience.
It's it depends on the person. You know what I mean? There's all kinds, just like all kinds of different guitars and different implements that you can use with it, or your string, and that mouthpiece, my teacher said that should be good for you, and I use that with a 5 Rico Royal, and I use it for everything.
Now, if you're in a town and you don't have your instrument, can you find generally the mouthpiece in guitar stores or anywhere?
No.
No, so you have to have it with you.
Whenever I go, I take it with me. You know, if I'm going to perform or whatever. I sat in one time down in Memphis, and I had my mouthpiece with me, and the guy came up and says, "Oh, it'd be an honor if you could play my saxophone." I said, "Oh boy, good thing I had my mouthpiece in my pocket." And I got up and I played his horn. You know,
Amazing
it was
stuff.
great.
Hey, I have so much to talk to you about. I want to talk about, for 30 seconds, your son is the music director for Madonna.
Yes, he just finished that tour in September, and she just released her DVD of her tour.
Sticky and Wet.
Yep, and which when you flip it over on the back, it says musical director Kevin Antunes. And I also play with my son Matthew. He's my youngest son, and we play over at the Box in Newton and a few other places. And he and my other son, Derek, were the drummer keyboard player for New Kids. And Kevin, the one that was with Madonna, he did Justin Timberlake's Sexy Back, Backstreet Boys World Tour, In Sync, put Britney's band together, and so he's had a pretty illustrious career.
Between you and your family and the extended members of Ernie the Automatics, you guys are all over the map in a good way. It's great. It's great to have you here on Visual Radio.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tunes.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to hear some tunes now.
Here's some tunes.
All right.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Lisa.
Oh, yeah.
You want to run some down while I turn on the video?
Yeah, let's try a little
stuff?
Apple Hill. Apple
It's just
Hill.
a rundown.
Okay, guys, not too sluggish.
Yeah, near C.
About like this. Keep it driving. Don't let them slow you down. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Yesterday I remember you and all the things that we used to do. Lately I've been thinking about the smile that was on your face and the way we used to sing that song. Everybody start to sing along wherever I go, and the more that I know, I keep on trying to get back to that place. I wanna go home, get on back to my home, get some loving, gonna get that thrill. Oh, listen to me, baby, don't you know I'm going up to Apple Hill? Woo. You know it gets me through the hardest days. Thinking back to when we all were so crazy, barking at the moon and knocking on that old green door, and loving every piece of the night, watching little Susie dance all night. There ain't nothing today gets me going that way. It keeps me always coming back for more. I wanna go home, get on back to my home, get some loving, gonna get that thrill. Oh, listen to me, baby, don't you know I'm going up to Apple Hill? Oh yeah, baby. All right. Wonder how my old friends have been. And if they think about me now and then, I may give them a ring, see if they like to sing. And get us all back together again. I wanna go home, get on back to my home. Get some loving, gonna get that real. Oh, would you be, baby? Don't you know I wanna go? I wanna go home, get on back to my home. Get some loving, gonna get that real. Oh, listen to me, baby. Come with me, baby. Stay with me, baby. Don't you know I'm going up to Apple Hill? Woo! All right. Yes, Cindy, come on.
How's everybody with headphones?
Keyboard MIDI?
Okay, we're rolling whenever you're ready.
Yeah, my left hand is much better than his playing anyway, so what's it?
Come on.
All right, come on, Sibby, do it again just like that. Don't let him stop you, no? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. All right.
What did you do wrong? What did you do wrong? What happened?
I forgot the words.
See, Brian is the idiot, not me.
Okay, still rolling.
It's still rolling, Brian. He didn't stop.
Hold on. Okay, good. I got it now. Are you ready? Yes. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yesterday I remember you and all the things that we used to do. Lately I've been thinking about the smile that was on your face and the way we used to sing that song. Everybody start to sing along wherever I go. And more than I know, I keep on trying to get back to that place. I wanna go home, get on back to my home, get some loving, gonna get that thrill. Oh, listen to me, baby. Don't you know I'm going up to Apple Hill? Yeah. And it gets me through the hardest days. Thinking back to when we all were so crazy, barking at the moon and knocking on that old green door, and loving every piece of the night, and watching little Susie dance all night. There ain't nothing today gets me going that way. Keep me always coming back for more. I wanna go home, get on back to my home, get some loving, gonna get that thrill. Oh, listen to me, baby. Don't you know I'm going up to Apple Hill? Oh yeah, baby. Play it, Michael. Yeah. All right, Timmy. Wonder how my old friends have been. And if they think about me now and then, I might give them a ring, see if they like the same, and get us all back together again. I wanna go home, get on back to my home, get some loving, gonna get that thrill. Oh, listen to me, baby, don't you know I wanna go? I wanna go home, get on back to my home, get some loving, gonna get that thrill. Oh, listen to me, baby, come with me, baby, stay with me, baby. Don't you know I'm going up to Apple Hill? Whoa. Oh yeah. All right, Sibby, come on.
That's very good. You can't hear anything? Sibby, that's a good tempo there, Sibby. I feel like he's stabbing me in the ear. We trying the vocals at the end now? All right, we're good, aren't we?
We need more cowbell.
Sing the chorus. 1, 2, 3. Alright, don't matter at all. Oh, shoes and hand grenades. Alright.
No,
Who's that?
That's impossible.
Who's that?
It's Tunes, the sax player. You getting distortion? Yeah.
Did you play? It's just the end.
What, buddy?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, in this solo part, right? We gotta hit that da-da together.
Okay, buddy.
All right, I'm feeling a little.
Yep.
So I'm cut. Yeah, Tunes, hit that right on there.
And what about the Sam, the Sham, and the Pharaohs part?
Don't drag that line. Don't drag that, those two.
Yeah, and lay back on the Sam, the Sham, and the Pharaohs part, right? Remember?
Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's think about the solo part again.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
let's just do it. We got it.
You doing the ending?
Wait a minute. Ken will tell us when it's rolling.
Okay, all right. We haven't checked the vocal ending, but we'll try it.
Ken, bring up my horn and just in my head.
Here we go.
Hang on.
Bring up the sax in my headphones.
Here we go.
Okay, a little louder.
Coming.
No worries.
Here we go.
Wait for the cue. All right.
Sam,
We're,
Sam, the
rolling.
Sham, Sam, the Sham, and the Pharaohs.
Rolling.
Okay, we're rolling, boys.
Here we go.
Jimmy, everything you got, you tried to gut me off at the knees. You see, it wasn't enough to make a change man out of me. I've been down and I'm not out. Deep in me, there's never any doubt that you'll see It's hard to believe to see the flag wave in the breeze. Yeah, you know, you might have come really close. But don't you see what matters the most? Close only counts. In horseshoes and hand grenades, or it don't matter at all. Horseshoes and hand grenades. Stealing into the house just like a dark cloud in the night. Hoping nobody's awake so you can win without a fight. Out of the smoke and out of the fire, the spirit rises higher and higher. The darkness inside of your heart could never beat down what is right. Yeah, you know, you might have come really close. Can't you see what matters the most? Close only counts. In horseshoes and hand grenades, or it don't matter at all. Horseshoes and hand grenades. Yeah, you know, you might have come really close. Oh, yeah. But don't you see what matters the most? Close only counts. In horseshoes and hand grenades, or it don't matter at all. Horseshoes and hand grenades. Horseshoes and hand grenades, or it don't matter at all. Horseshoes and hand grenades. Horseshoes and hand grenades. Horseshoes and hand grenades. Yeah! Horseshoes and hand grenades. Horseshoes and hand grenades. It doesn't matter. No, it don't matter.
Yeah. Great job. Great job, Steve. That Sam the Shannon the Pharaoh's part was so good. Hey, Brian.
Good. How do we do?
I can't hear you.
You guys want to do one more time?
I think they're being funny.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Did you hear the Sam the Shannon the
Let's punch in
Pharaoh's
the solo
part
section.
in the